Hello everyone, and welcome back to Day Job. I am your host, Code Marvelous, and today we're going to be doing more post-rotation testing. We're going to be revisiting my Leela deck, and we're going to see how we do. Yeah, so the basic idea here is to leverage that Sweet Turtle and some GPI net taps, and Gauntlet as our HQ multi-access along with gang signs, since corps have a harder time dealing with floats right now. So let's do it. How's everybody doing? I'm sorry that I was gone yesterday. I'm kind of dealing with a very bad gastrointestinal thing that I won't get into. Tomorrow I'm going to be off of work, so I'm going to do a longer day job stream to make up for it. I think this is a mulligan. That's better. Morning. Morning, Paul. Morning, Seeds. Tamagin is the best money. It's the best money in the game. Alright, I'll bite. Prysac. Alright, so in case you don't know, Tapworm is just an incredible card. It's just ever so good. I'm really on a quest. I have a sense of what my corp is going to be for Worlds, but I'm kind of keeping that close to the chest. But I'm on the hunt for what my runner is going to be. I've narrowed it down to this style of Leela deck, my Val Mining Accident deck, which I've played on stream, and my Heat Gun Paracipher Haley with, you know, toolbox stuff. Now remember, as Leela, especially with Gang Sign, we have a lot more kind of sit back and wait powers. Because we're going to get to bounce something and get an HQ access, and our opponent has to play around that. I mean, it can't be a Beal. So. So one of the reasons why I think that Gang Sign is a really good card, especially right now, is because, so now we get to do 2 bounces. Is because without Jackson, with only things like Preemptive and Wampoa, like, Corps do not have as easy of a time dealing with being flooded. So you're more likely to have your Gang Signs land. Because that just got me a free agenda for 1 click and 1 credits worth of installs. So we don't want to deal with that. So we'll get Paperclip. Put that down. Let's go see what that is. Hopefully it's not something stupid like a snare. Things are going pretty okay. Let's get in there with the Love Glove. So the whole idea of this deck is to leverage that Leela's bounces and Gang Signs are going to be better in a post-rotation world. So they didn't res the first piece of ice, so we only get 1 gauntlet trigger. Which is fine. check R&D. I'm guessing it'll probably be something like a Raven, but we'll see. I want to see what it ends up being. What if this is like a ghost branch? How great would that be? I'd be so excited for our opponent. Nothing like spending one on toll booth. Thanks to the turtles. Leela has always been very disruptive against yellow, and we're really seeing that here. I have very serious tempo control here. What have people been doing to build their post-rotation builds? This should do it. Nope. Okay. Realistically, we don't need the GPI net tap now. Let's get in there. Aaron Marone, good card. Break. Break, break, and then let's swap it with that resistor. There we go. And Versificator is such a fine piece of ice. Or such a fine decoder. Now, in this build, you don't have Desperado, which isn't insignificant. But I feel like post-rotation Leela wants to be making a lot less runs because it really wants to leverage its ability. Yeah, the issue I have with playing Gagarin in the current meta is because things like IG exist, people are playing a lot of Employee Strike, which just kind of shuts it right off. Alrighty then. I think next turn we check HQ and we call that a day. Sanjay, welcome, welcome. Alright, so let's check HQ, since that's where the res dice is. I will trash your boom. Uh-oh. I'm gonna say 1. I guess that's game. Good game. Well played, Chucky. Should have just hammered centrals. No, that was stupid. Let's do my other deck. Yeah, it turns out Turtles is a surprisingly good card. I'm really impressed with it. See you, Seeds. Thanks for hanging out. Come on, opponent. So for my patrons, the poll is up for what criminal identity we're gonna do in the deck club. Please vote on it. Once we have a decent number of votes, I'll pick an identity and I will schedule out the deck club stream. So Real Fake Doors. Good name. Solid name. We're gonna mulligan this. Actually, are we? Because we've got the employee strike. Maybe we won't. Yeah, let's keep it. I'll probably get burned, but we'll see what happens. Early Bad Pub, really good for Shaper. We gotta start building our setup. Alright, the pieces are coming together. Now we just need an SMC. We're getting there. Fan site also works if that's an agenda, because then we can just start destroying ice. Gotta destroy us all, you know? Now we do always need to be concerned about money, because just in general in Blue Sun, having less money than them is very bad. It's very bad for you. I mean, I can make that visible in the game. I can't make it visible on the stream because I'm watching the video feed. Alright, we're getting there. Sorry this is kind of a slow burn deck, but this build's always been this way. Right. We still don't have an SMC, which is fairly to extremely problematic. So that smarts a little bit, but it is what it is. So now the fun begins. Because we just start killing ice. We don't need Crisium Grid to be gone. And now things are going. I don't know, people. What do people think? Leela, Haley, or my Val deck? It's Maker's Eye. Let's reveal the top card of R&D. You can draw that. Good morning, Sean. We're using the heat gun on probably the faction that it is best against. So one of the main reasons doing like the early hostile takeover play is very good, very bad, especially against Haley, is because if I'm using clone chips, which I likely am as Haley, right? Then you're going to be giving me free money the entire game to do all my bullshit to you. So you're making my life significantly easier, and you're saving me. He's probably saved me at least 10 credits over the course of this game by doing that hostile takeover score as his first turn. Just something to be wary of. All right, let's do it. One thing I'm thinking about getting into this deck is a Shadow Net, so that I don't need to tutor for any installables. I can just use Shadow Net to super money up or get extra copies of Maker's Eyes if the fan sites come late like they did in this game. It's a thought. Did I lose Blue Moose? Or did I put it down and I just haven't been using it? No, I haven't been using it. Okay. But yeah. This four top Aaron Marone is saving our bacon because it's essentially like us having 4 more Link for mid-seasons or... So our opponent was able to rush out to 4 points. So we do have an obligation to kind of keep on top of checking this remote. Nothing like paying 1 credit to trash something that my opponent paid 10 for. The Hades shard is good though, because they get to recycle their ice. We'll give my opponent a minute to get back. Well, it looks like my opponent bailed. So while we're waiting to see if maybe my opponent comes back, I'd like to give a special thank you to all of my patrons, but especially Matt Bruner, James Murray, Reality Check, Andrew Bancroft, Kyle Urbach, Paul Gillibrand, Chairman Hero, C. Kirk, Chris Perez, and Laurie Plant. But without all my patrons, there's been so much growth in the last couple of months. I really appreciate it. The support for these day job streams and the other content that I've been doing has been incredible. I really appreciate all the support. And if you aren't currently a patron, take a look at the link in the show notes. Consider becoming a part of the deck club. It doesn't look like my opponent is coming back. It looks like many of the games I play with this deck, people quit before the game ends because they don't like playing against Cypher. I think Grimwalker the Proco is definitely viable. I just might not install it against Yellow, but I need draw and money. No, he didn't respond positively to seeing Cypher. Audience member did. Yeah, Skoogsy was a spectator. Yeah, this is the problem. I need to test these decks. I need to test really powerful, good decks with, the most powerful cards available. And that's not what my brand is, I guess, because people get real mad when I play Cypher. I mean, I know we're not in the competitive room right now, but even when I play in the competitive room, people get really mad when I play this card. But it's one of the most powerful cards available to Haley in the game. And I'm paying the iron price for it. I'm paying 4 influence for 1 card. Like, it's 1 card. It's my console. Usually I have to tutor for it. And, I'm playing, with the exception of Inversificator, I'm playing pretty weak breakers. Without it, I don't know what else I can do. Like, I feel like this is a very fair deck, especially without New Angeles City Hall to just completely avoid tags and a bunch of other things that we've lost, like indexing, which really made this deck super powerful. Using Maker's Eyes instead of indexing with Cypher is significantly less powerful. But I needed a Shaper deck that isn't just good at managing crises. I wanted a Shaper deck that actually has some punch to it and is good at something. So this is a Shaper deck that still does all of that kind of Shaper control, Silver Bullet tutoring, but also just has power because I can instant speed kill your ice with Cypher and Parasite. Also, yeah, for this style of deck, like, Proco is just the clear choice because you're lighter on money, because you're expecting to just be obliterating ice and you have a lot of toolbox cards. And so you need to be drawing to get that Haley trigger, but also while gaining money to install stuff. I don't know. I can't decide what I'm gonna play. Obviously, there's also a Clot in here because I've got the Satcons. Bottom card. Woo! There's Blue Moose. I got Parisia. Yeah, and then a Levy. Recycle all the money. Clone chips and parasites. So if I can't win in 2 passes, I'm probably fucked anyway. So Fansight is such a good card. The real problem with this deck is that slots are so tight. Like, I want 1 copy of ShadowNet in here, but I have no idea where to get it. Like, everything is so snug. I mean, I guess I could go down to 2 same old things and get a ShadowNet in, but I'd still be at 46 cards. And I'd really like to have 3 Maker's Eyes. I only have 2 currently. Like, these types of toolbox Shaper decks are like bursting at the seams with cards you want to include. Yeah, I mean, that's my job, Thomas, right? Like, I gotta try to not just be a deck that functions. I have to be a deck that does active disruption. We're hackers here, baby. We're hacking the planet. We gotta cause disruption. Otherwise, what's the point of playing? That's why I ended up kind of moving away from Smoke for my Worlds testing, is because of the way the MDWL is right now. It's very hard to build her in a way where she actually has power instead of just being a delivery system for like band-aids and solutions to problems. You know, having solutions to problems or questions that the corp asks your deck isn't bad, but it doesn't win you games. It keeps you from losing games. So I need to focus on decks that actually force the corp to adjust their play to me. It's honestly, the Moose is for games where I've got to go faster and I know I'm not going to get to Levy. But a lot of times it'll be the other copies of things. It'll be the extra artist colony. It might be the Atman, and if there's no Mythic Ice, it'll be the Diesels, you know, things like that. I mean, I could go down to 1 Blue Moose probably in this deck, and then that could be my ShadowNet. Yeah, that could definitely work. Actually, I definitely want to keep 3 same old things, because I only have 1 copy of Employee Strike. So if I manage to find it, I want to be able to recur it. Yeah. Balder, I love you, man. Alright. Yeah, I mean, but I never really need Moose early. But yeah. Alright, everybody. As always, thank you for taking time out of your day to come hang out with me and watch me play Netrunner. We're going to be doing a double length stream tomorrow because I'm going to be off of work. So hopefully I'll see you all there. And until I see you again, always be running.